Okay, today we're going to be making semi-spicy Hawaiian baked chicken. So the first thing you need to do is set the oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, probably the first thing you need to do is go to the store and get the chicken. A whole fryer, whole roaster, see all that pink stuff? That's blood, my friend, and we don't really want to cook the blood, and we don't want all that bacteria in there. So you're going to need to get your hands dirty and clean that chicken. Just turn on the water. Don't need soap or anything like that. No Brillo pads. Nice and clean. You're going to get yourself a pan to cook it in. Something that's going to be big enough to fit the chicken in. Remember all that pink blood? Well, guess what? We cleaned it and voila! It is gone. It is clean. It is ready to roll. It is ready to be cooked. Looking good. But it is semi-sweet Hawaiian baked chicken, so that means we're going to have to do something, right? What are we going to have to do? First, we're going to get a big poking fork. We're going to take that poking fork and we're going to poke some holes into the chicken. Why? Because we don't just want the skin to be nice and tasty. We don't just want the skin to be semi-spicy and Hawaiian sweet. We want the chicken inside, the delicious meat, to have some flavor as well. So you're going to poke. And why? Because we're going to season it with what? Black pepper. Good old black pepper. I know some people like to use that crank, you know, the black peppercorns and crank it up. And I'm not big on that, you know. I can live without it. And we're also going to be using some salt. What kind of salt, you may ask? Just regular salt? Sea salt? Table salt? No, my friend, Alton Brown tells me to use kosher salt, so he is the God, so I use the kosher salt. Here we go. Now, it is semi-spicy, right? Crushed red peppers. Now, see, if it were just for me, I'd have this thing literally covered in it, but other people are going to be eating it. Other people can't handle the spices like I can, so. But it's also Hawaiian baked chicken, right? So get yourself some Hawaiian marinade. I use Lowry's. I like Lowry's. It's good. You know, it's relatively inexpensive. But you can use whatever you want. You can make your own if you wish. Cover it till it's like a sheen. Just cover it until it's totally covered. And it's seeping down. It's getting past the skin. It's getting into the chicken. Doesn't that look good? Well, not really, because the chicken's still raw, of course, but it's going to look good to some people. Now, you're going to be handling the oven, so you want to make sure your hand is protected. I myself used Homer Simpson oven mitts. It's just me. And Homer Simpson towels, anyway. See, it's at 400. Now, you don't have to make it at 9:22. You can make it in the middle of the night if you want. It doesn't really matter. You make it 12 o'clock, 7:23, 6:45. Whatever. We're going to use the oven mitt to put it inside the oven because it is preheated. So by now, guess what? It's hot in there. You don't want to put a bare hand in there. How long are we going to cook this chicken? How long does it take? Well, put it for an hour and 10 minutes and then check. Now, let's take a look at it. It's still hot. Keep the oven mitts on. I cannot impress upon you enough to use oven mitts at this stage especially. Pull it out. I know it looks a little black. It looks like blackened chicken to some people, but there's a reason for that. There's a reason that it's a little bit darker. It's not just a golden brown. We want the chicken inside to taste as good as the skin outside, and sometimes that's hard to do. So you gotta let it cook just a little bit until that skin gets a little bit charred. And trust me, my friend, you will find the skin and the chicken inside taste just as wonderful.